ever since late 2015 to early 2016, since I started studying in depth human civilizations, psychology, consumer science, business, governments, economics, basically all of the systems that civilizations adhere to. I've come to the conclusion that the most plausible, viable, logical theory to me is the moist robot theory. The moist robot theory, and this is originated from, I can't remember at the moment, but if I remember, I'll put it in the description, that our beliefs and values are set in motion to justify our past, rationalize our current behavior, and make sense of events and circumstances in our lives. Basically, you make a decision based upon emotion, based upon your subconscious mind, based upon a lot of factors, not logic, not reason, not evidence. And after you make that decision, whether it's a life decision, whether it is who to vote for, so on and so forth, you then try to rationalize that decision by using facts. Most people think it works the other way around, that you study the facts, you study the evidence, and based upon your conclusion, based upon your data, you then make that decision. But it's actually the other way around. Then you get into beliefs and values. So the question then becomes, what are values? Well, there are two types of values, mean values and end values. In order to accomplish an end value, let's say, to make it easy, it's happiness, a person places a priority on a mean value that will help him achieve his end objective, which is, in this example, evidence. For some, their mean value could be, so let's make this easy, let's say the objective is happiness. Most humans, if you ask them if they want a happy life, they will say yes. But both ideas could come because of a different way. I'll give you a quick example. Some people think getting married at 18, having kids, having a family, is what will help them achieve that end objective, which is end value, which is happiness. Other people believe that the best mean value to achieve that is money. If you change someone's value, their mean value, they are still going to have the end value. You could also use politics. Both sides want what's best for the country. Both parties, but they just have different ideas of going about it. So if you change someone's mean value that your candidate can do what's best for the country, they'll still have the end value of what's best for the country. You can apply this in many circumstances. One of the techniques you can use is called the $1 million test. Let's say that a businessman does not want to hire women. And I'm just doing this to make it easy. I know that's political correct bullshit, but just work with me. If the woman has an idea that will make the company $1 million, then he has to make the choice whether to hire her, even though she's a woman, or to not hire her and lose out on $1 million. Well, if he hires her, then he will try to justify why he hired her. Even though it has to do with the $1 million, he'll say something like, oh yeah, all women aren't that bad, or she's different than most women, even though it goes against his value. But if you can attach $1 million to something, people's beliefs and values will change. Another is image consistency. If somebody sees you in a flattering image that you don't know very well, then we strive to maintain the image that they have of us. I remember this happened to me. I didn't know on a conscious level why. When I was in high school, in between classes, during lunch, before school started, we would play basketball. Back in the day, I could shoot three-pointers very well. Pretty high percentage from three. There was a guy that I used to play against when I was in school. I would hit a lot of shots against him. I remember at the gym, I was playing in a game. I wasn't doing too well that day. Well, the guy who I played against came in the gym. And he said, man, that guy can shoot. And every time I would shoot a wide open three, he would be like, that's in, that's in, that's in. And because of that, it kind of put a pressure on my ego, and I wanted to live up to his idea of me. I started hitting a bunch of three-pointers simply because what he believed I wanted to back up. But I didn't know consciously why I thought that way, but now because of more psychology, I understand. Another thing you can do is raise the bar if you want to change someone's mind. Now, the way you do that is instead of chastising the person, saying they're wrong, you lavish the person with praise and compliments. Then after you're done, in about 2 or 3 minutes, then you criticize their behavior. So it becomes clear that you're attacking the behavior and not the person. I used to have a roommate that would always leave toothpaste in the sink. The way I went about it was that I told them, you're a great roommate, you pay your rent on time, you're quiet, you help out around the house, you clean up your messes, I'm happy that you're my roommate. And then after saying that for 2 or 3 minutes, I said, do you mind when you brush your teeth, if it's not too much of an inconvenience, that you could wipe your toothpaste off the sink? I would do the same for you. So you also have reciprocation. I would do the same for you, and let me know in the future if there's anything that you would like me to work on. Instead of saying, what the hell, and attacking their behavior, I gave the person praise. So that is how you change people's minds. It's by changing their beliefs, by changing their values, instead of giving them evidence, facts, logic, or reason. You can apply this to politics, you can apply this to business, you can apply this to family, you can apply this to business clients, you can use these principles for anybody. And they all work the same. Because all human nature is the same, regardless of race, political views, gender, identity, sexuality.